road's been falling apart for years and years and years, and they've just kind of been watching it. Whoa, easy. Oh! When you build it on a mountain, whoa! Mountains are always, whoa, easy big fella. Look at him bouncing. The base is just kind of starting to fall apart and shift and move. Can't just put pavement on it. They gotta pull it all apart again. Woo! Got some campers on the left. Just going and camping on Crown land. You gotta get out there early, and then the river is right behind them. I know some people, they just leave their trailer there year round or all summer and just go out on weekends. Then you don't have to move it all the time. Camping for free, which is nice. Bump it. Start climbing the hill. Put on the fan. Put on the tourist lights. Drop the gear. Actually, I constantly have to drop the full gear because my splitter, I don't know anybody that knows, anybody that's been watching me for a while, transmission, it's on its way out. Well, it has been for about 2 years. I got an 18 speed, so when I split into low gear, she's a grinding like crazy. Some of them low gears, I think, are a little rounded off. So anytime I'm shifting, I'm always in high range on the splitter. So it makes shifting up and down hills a little bit, especially going up, trying to grab gears as you're taking up off a hill, or dropping gears as you're climbing a hill. It's a little tougher to do, but we'll get her going. We'll get her going. Try to get another couple years out of her. Yeah, this is the hill we're climbing. You just get her into a gear. You don't give her too much juice. Get her into the gear in an RPM where it's going to climb the hill, but not over rev or not under rev. And when you're a big fat guy going down the road, you'll never be the first to the top of the hill anyway. Make sure you want to get to the top of the hill. You don't want to break nothing on the hill. That's bad news. We're going back to the beach. Got a load of lumber here, so we're going to head her to the beach. Send it off to Japan or Thailand or Vietnam or Singapore or Singapore a city. Is it a country? Cambodia or who knows where? Now I got to sound over this because they were playing some AC/DC in the background, and I don't want to get in trouble for copyright and stuff like that. So they were moving. I ended up being too heavy on the front. We had 5 pieces of 3/4 inch plate on the front and 5 pieces on the back. I was way too heavy, so we took one off the front, as you can see, with the magnets, and we put it on the back. So we were 4 on the front, 6 on the back, good to go. Well, like I showed you what I got. I've been going too fast here. I totally forgot to film some video what I got. Turning and burning. It's been pretty awesome. I took a load of lumber down to the beach, delivered it, and then picked up this load of plate. 10 plates, 3/4 inch, 59,000 pounds, back up into Alberta. Keep the economy going, keep building products we sell to the world, keep on keeping on. What's next? Bring it on. Okay, we're doing something here that I haven't had to do in a long time, or in a while. I'm on a Hotshot. Got a Hotshot to go. No, not in a helicopter. No, not in a gooseneck. No, not some important life-saving device or a heart transplant, or I don't have a liver with me. Not taking a kidney nowhere. I've got a load of lumber. And the only reason it's a Hotshot, because I want to get it done. I don't want to sit on it all weekend. So this is some of the stuff you got to look at in this trucking world. Here it is, a Friday. Nothing else going. There's a load of lumber to go 4 hours away. Or sorry, 3 3/4 hours away. And they close in 4 hours. They said if I can get in there before their cutoff time, they'll take it. So naturally, I want to do that because I want to get this load in and done for the week. That makes a good week, right? Because you only make money on loads that are delivered. You never make money on loads that are picked up. So if I can get this delivered, done. And then, you know what? We're free and clear for Monday, ready to hit the ground running, you know what I mean? While driving. I'm a truck driver, not a truck runner, you know what I mean? Hit the ground driving with whatever comes up. So that's what we're doing. We got black smoke coming out of the stacks. I got the Kick-a-Pie Gold Juice going. I had a terrible sleep, so I'm wired. I'm ready to go. And we got a goal. Hotshot. Let's get this done. We just got to get rid of this guy in front of me and then we'll make it there. I'm telling you. Freaking gravel trucks. Come on, man. Let's go. Well, you can see the lumber behind me. We made it. Of course we're going to make it. You got to be a little dramatic for the youbes here, right? The YouTubes, the youbes. Of course we're going to make it. And all that after this, we're done for the weekend.
problem.
Well, that's good. Now we're empty for Monday, and it sounds like we've got some marching orders already for Monday. So if I didn't get this off today, I would have had it with me all weekend, and I would have been a little bit behind on Monday, right? So the Hotshot. You know, back in the day, I had a little courier Hotshot service, a truck with a gooseneck trailer, you know, just a 1-ton dually. And the dually had a deck on it, so I could take the trailer off and just run around with the truck. Reminds me of this one time. Everything reminds me of this one time. I remember this one time. Anyway. This is back when the logbooks were just a suggestion. And I would run around all day in Calgary doing pickups and deliveries, Calgary, Alberta, doing pickups and deliveries, and then usually about noon, I'd say about 1 or 2 o'clock actually, in the afternoon I'd get a call. I had a couple of different customers that always had Hotshots. And this one particular customer, they made pipe into bends, like into bends, so that when you're doing a pipeline, it goes around the corner nice. It doesn't just do a 90, right? So they called and said, hey, we got a Hotshot, it's got to be there tomorrow in Fort McMurray. No problem. What is it? Well, it's one piece. It's about 8 inches around. I think it's about 10 inches around. And it's got a little bend in it. It's 14 feet long. No, it was 12 feet long because it fit just on my deck of my truck. 12 feet long. I weighed about 400 pounds and it had a little, you know, fairly good bend in it. And the bend in it was about, so if you can imagine the banana curve of it was about 2 feet, maybe a foot and a half. So that's kind of the bend it had in it. No problem. So I ran and actually earlier in the day, I had a manual transmission on this pickup truck. Earlier in the day, the clutch went out on the truck. So then you're like, wow, what am I going to do? So I had figured on what I was going to do the next day, but then I got this call for this Hotshot. So I'm like, I don't want to turn them down, because it was good money, easy stuff, and they, they call me a lot. It was great. I do big stuff and little stuff, and so I went and picked it up, put it on my deck. I still had a couple more pickups and deliveries to do around town that day, so I went and did a bunch of picking up and delivering. But you can imagine how hard it was because I had no clutch. So then you're trying to shift a synchronized transmission with no clutch. It was okay to start because I'd turn it off and then I'd just turn it on and get bumping and get going to start. right? That wasn't going to last long. That starter would be out in no time. So after monkeying around, I put off a couple deliveries. I hired a guy to come help. Back then, we used to help each other, all us little guys, all us little hotshot delivery guys around town. We'd help each other out. So I went home, and I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to do? I got this pipe bend on my truck. It's too late to rent any kind of vehicle. So I just looked at, we had a hot rod sitting in the garage, my wife's minivan. It's gonna have to do. So I backed up the Ford Windstar to the back of the truck where I park it in the alley. Took out the seats, so it was just driver's seat, passenger seat, no other seats. Lifted the door up, and I slid that thing from the deck of my my 1-ton dually off into the minivan, and I was a lot better shape, and I was a little bit stronger back then. I was able to muscle it into place, and I had it sitting on the dash on the passenger side. And the curve of it brought it right around, and it just fit in. I closed the door, like I had to give it a little push. It was like this far from the windshield. Closed the rear hatch. You know, we had a little bit of a sunk on the, they said 400 pounds, but it might have been a little more, I don't know. I'm a trucker, we always exaggerate. Anyway. My wife made me some sandwiches or something, and away we went. After working all day in the city, and back then I did envelopes, I did packages, I did pieces of pipe, I did structural steel, pipe bands, pipe, machinery. You could hit all those all in a day. Some days I would do 50 deliveries and then take a hot shot. And then so from Calgary to Fort McMurray is about 9 hours, 8 hours, something like that. But I had to go, right? So then I'm on the road. My next thought was, you know, they're probably not going to let me on site. Anyway, the cool part of the story is I made it there, no problem. It was like actually heaven driving the minivan. Just cruised all the way up there. Fuel was good. Not like driving a dually 1-ton with a flat deck hauling something. And that was the old 6.5 liter diesel in that Chevy I had too. Woo. Anybody knows, they know. With the 5-speed manual. Whoa. Awesome truck. But anyway, so you get to these staging areas in Fort McMurray. Luckily they have that. So I got a hold of my contact, and that's what you do. You call your contact, they come out to the staging area normally, and then they take you into site to a spot to unload. Well, I told the guy, I said I broke, you know, on the phone in the morning, I broke down. You know, I won't be able to take it on site. Can somebody come with a truck to meet me in the parking lot? And he goes, what? You can take a pickup. I said, no, I can't go on site. I said, I didn't tell him what I was in, right? He says, okay, I'll come out. So he comes out. You never know who they are. The guy picks it, you know, you tell him you're with Bullet Train or you know, my delivery company was Gopher Delivery. Had a little gopher as a mascot. Anyway, I don't have any signs on my minivan, you know. So I hop out and I see a guy driving around, so I wave at him, you know. He comes over, he goes, go for delivery? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right, you shouldn't go on site with that thing. I said, I know, and it broke down. He goes, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a piece of pipe in a minivan like that. So then he helped me get it out into his pickup truck, signed for it, and away we went. I slept in the minivan that night. Just laid beside, I was hugging a piece of pipe, spooning a nice little pipe bend, The things a guy will do for money, Everybody have a great weekend. It was a great week. Hopefully yours was too. Take care. Bye for now. Well, we made her home. We're going to shut her down for the weekend. Have a great weekend. We might even go do some golfing. It's been about a year since I golfed. Excuse me. Excuse me. Will you please stop licking my elbow? Excuse me. Please stop licking my elbows. That's not a turn on anymore. Just dog sitting. Oh, we got the other crew in the back here too. Moose, Maggie, and where's Revy? Rev. There's Rev. Anyway, just going to town. Got to get a nut, so just doing stuff. Doing stuff. So a dog walks into a bar and says, "Could I get a bowl of water?" "Why?" "Because I can't hold my liquor." What do you think of that one? Hey, what do you think of that one? What do you guys think? That was funny, hey? Hey? That was funny. You gotta admit that was funny. Wasn't that funny? Yeah, that's what I usually get with the dad jokes. So have you guys heard this one? Hey. A dog walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, you look mighty fetching today." The dog says, "Hey, thanks, man. I really dig your backyard." Huh? You get it? You get it? Then a cow walked into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve cows around here." The cow just says, "Okay, I'll hoof her over to the next one."